Hey, what's up, guys? It is Wednesday, April 28th. This is the video for your assignment, Metzger's lecture on synthetics. Just going to kind of recap what you have talked about so far this week. Kind of just give us a little bit of a summary to make sure that what we're supposed to be understanding is as clear as it should be. Okay, so main idea is that synthetic materials are just materials that humans have somehow made, right? So we take natural resources and humans change them through chemical reactions and we make them different. Okay, so that's all synthetic materials are. So like in my room right here, like here's my coffee thermos, synthetic materials, right? Like the metal that was in here was mined. It's been, changed in chemical reactions. The plastic coating, that plastic had to be made. Right, like this pen, right? Like the ink is natural chemicals that we take from different things, natural sources like berries, animal parts, plant parts, whatever. We change them and we can make the dye, right? So natural resources come from the earth. They grow, they naturally appear, they're naturally produced, right? Like rocks and plants and wind and rain, all that stuff. A synthetic material is once we've taken that and we've changed it, right? So like paper is a synthetic material. We take the wood, we chemically change that, we have paper, okay? So one of the examples that we talked about earlier in the year was gummy bears, okay, or like gummy worms. And gummy worms are kind of an interesting one because it is made from seaweed and it's made from limestone, okay? So scientists, food engineers, whatever, they'll take seaweed, they'll chop it out of the ocean, right? They'll cut it, they'll break it down, and they'll mix it up with water, and that makes it turn into this like thick gel. They add more water to it, and they filter that out, and then they evaporate all the water, and what you're left with is this powdered seaweed residue, and you can use that to make sodium alginate powder, okay? And that sodium alginate powder is one of the ingredients for gummy worms, okay? From there, they'll take limestone, okay? And that is calcium carbonate. That's the chemicals of limestone, okay? And limestone is just a sedimentary rock, right? We've learned about those. Like a lot of seashells are, right? They're made from limestone. But that limestone, they mine it, and then they break it down with hydrochloric acid or sodium chloride. And what that does is it turns the calcium carbonate into calcium chloride, okay? And once you have that calcium chloride and you have that sodium alginate, they can mix that together and it bonds and it thickens up and it makes this gel, and that is what makes gummy worms, okay? So like something as simple as the little snack you eat as a kid, those gummy candies are being taken from natural resources, right? That seaweed and that limestone, they break it down, they chemically change it, and they recombine it into a new thing. Okay, so natural resources, they come from the earth, right? Synthetic resources, we take the natural resources and we chemically change them. Why? Because we make them better for humans, right? So like a plastic water bottle, it is, it's easy to manufacture, it is small, it serves a purpose, it transports water over distances, right? Like plastics and rubbers, a lot of the time they are made so they can be more flexible and more stretchy, right? So if you're like putting parts on cars or chairs or whatever that need to be able to move with some flexibility, they can build plastics that are strong enough to not break but still flexible enough to not be warped or cracked under the pressure. So these synthetic resources are things that humans make to serve a purpose, right? Now sometimes those things that we make to solve a problem creates another problem, right? So like plastic pollution, that's one of the major problems with the world right now. Our oceans, right? They're just full of plastic right now because we have so many single-use plastics. Well, why do we have those single-use plastics? Because for a lot of things, it's just the sake of convenience, right? For packaging, for transporting, whatever, it's cheap. I know you wouldn't want to buy a video game online and have to pay $200 because the case that it comes in is, authentic stone, so that it doesn't have to, become a synthetic resource. We're not making plastic, whatever. I don't know. It's cheap. It's convenient, right? But because of that, we end up with a lot of this pollution, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Other synthetic materials besides like plastics and stuff like that, like medicines, right? Medicines are a synthetic material because we take natural resources, we change them, we chemically change these things to recombine and make new things, and boom, we end up with medicines. So basically, if you're just like sitting in your room and you're looking around you, right, or you're sitting in the classroom looking around you, most everything that you're going to see is a synthetic resource of some sort, right? It's been changed in some way to be able to fit that purpose. Okay, so hopefully that clarifies things a little bit. This should answer all the questions that you have for this assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, peace out.